Alright, what's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. We are here in the garage today, and we're actually going to be working on my car for a change. So we've got a cool project for you guys here today for the M3. Recently I started working with a company called Safety Restore. You may have seen some of their ads on either Facebook or Instagram. So Safety Restore specializes in post-accident restorations, and primarily they work with seatbelt repairs, airbag modules, and cluster repairs as well. So I'm really glad and happy that they have chosen me to work with them. I'm really excited to see how changing the color of the seatbelts is really going to transform the interior of the car. So in today's video, we're going to show you how exactly to remove the OEM seatbelts. We're going to do all four, the front and the rear. And what we are going to do is ship them off to Safety Restore. They have a 24-hour turnaround time. And basically what they do is they take apart the entire retractor system and replace it with the colored belts and then send it back to you. So really excited to see how this turns out. These are OEM quality webbing. They have a lifetime warranty and they've got a ton of different colors on their website. So definitely go check them out. It's safetyrestore.com. So if you go look at their website, they've actually got a ton of different colors. So I've already got one in my mind that I kind of want to try out. The seatbelt color change is kind of a new fad going on. So there aren't a ton of seatbelt modifications out there yet. Why don't you guys let me know in the comments what color you would like to see in my M3. All right, so we're sitting here in the back seat of the car. I figured I'd show you guys what items I think need to be removed in order to get the seatbelt out. And so in order to get to that section, we have to remove this kick panel here. That will allow us to then pull out the actual door panel in the rear, which is one big piece. And to do that, you have to remove this particular trim piece, and there are two screws behind here. You unscrew that, give the panel a tug, and it should come out. You just have to be careful of the speaker wires that are behind there. From there, you should be able to have access to this particular piece, which holds the seatbelt in. As you can see, this piece is actually tucked under the door panel here, so I think we need to remove this in order to get to this. Once we remove this, which is probably only held on by a couple clips, and it's slid up inside of the roof line here. Once we remove that, there should be a Torx bolt here holding this part of the seatbelt in. The next tricky part would be down here. This is not connected to the seat in any way, so it's just kind of floating on this this rail here. So we need to figure out how to remove this. And I think if we pop this plastic piece off, we should be able to get to it. What you want to do here, there's a couple clips underneath, which I will show you. But all you want to do is kind of give this a tug. You can use the trim panel tool as well, but if you just give that a little tug and go all the way down, just a little bit at a time. You can see I'm doing this one-handed, so not that complicated. Pop it off. You can see that there's a couple clips behind there. Those are compression clips that go into the designated holes there. Okay, so next up we need to remove this piece here, my carbon fiber trim. I've got a little trim tool here, so what you want to do is kind of wedge it in between, and this is also compression clipped in. I just wedged it in the corner in between the actual trim piece and the leather, and it came right out. So a couple little clips there, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are compression fitted back into the door panel. Okay, so next up we've got a two bolts here in the door panel. There's one here, and there's one here behind the seatbelt. There's another hole here. Those are going to be Torx bits. So I've got a little extension here on my ratchet, and this is a T20 Torx bit. Once you remove those, I actually think we need to pop out the lower portion of the seat here as well, which all you need to do on that is give it a nice tug, nice strong tug. There's two little compression clips on this portion of the seat, one here and one here, and so you give that a little tug and it should come right out. Alright, so let's get this one here. There's one. too. That one is pretty deep inside of there, so it's kind of hard to see. You pretty much have to stick your head in there to find it. Next up, like I said, we're going to remove this bottom part of the seat here, compression clip here and here. So we just need to give it a nice good tug. So I had to put the camera down in order to tug it with both hands, but it comes right out after you tug it. There you go. So the bottom of the seat hooks here and here, also compression fitted. All right, so now that we've got those pieces off, we should be able to give this trim piece here, this panel here, a tug and loosen this up a little bit. So there's a couple clips all the way around. Goes up this direction. The hard part is there's a couple little areas here along the top here where the panel slides on top of, so we need to lift up. I've had this panel out before, so it's probably why it's a little easier to get off. Again, you want to be careful, the speaker wire that's back here, not to tug on it too hard, so we're going to go ahead and plug the speaker. There we go. And then there's also a couple other wires here for the actual seat belt. Let's see. Okay, there's that. All right. I'll show you guys a little close up here of what the plugs were that I unplugged. There were 3 in total. So this blue one here is for the speaker, and all you got to do is give it a little tug, and it'll pop right out. The next one, these are both for the seatbelt retractor, and there's a small little clip right here that you push. I'm sorry, if you go from this side, the back side, there's a small clip right there. Hopefully you can see that. Push it in and it slides right out. Okay, so this is the back side of the panel that we just removed in the back seat. So the blue wire goes into one of these. I need to figure out which one. There's only two areas right there where it plugs in. So that's where that blue wire goes. The black wire, the plug with the clip on it, goes into here. And then the other part of it, see this right here, this is the portion that actually pulls the mechanism back. And so this slides in the hole, and it's all kind of clipped onto this piece here, and it holds it into place. Alright, so moving back into the car here, you see that we now have access to the bottom part of the seat belt. So this is the retractor system, and it's held on by this one Torx bolt right here. So we'll unscrew that second. I think it'll be easier to do that one second. What we're going to do is we're going to work on removing this trim piece now. And you can see right here there's a clip, a white clip right there. Slide this piece down. It's kind of slid inside of the roof, the headliner here. So once we remove that piece, you just slide it down and it'll pop right out. Alright, so now we're going to work on this clip here. Alright, so what happens, since this one's already missing, I just kind of move this to the side and pull it out. We'll see how the other side is. But like I said, all you should be able to do is pull this down. It should come right out. There we go. So that's that. The back side here, this little piece slides up into here. So that's what that noise was. It was the plastic sliding against the metal here, but this little tab right here goes in that hole, slides up, compression fits inside of there. So we can pull this clip out now pretty easily, I'd say. There we go. All right, so now we're gonna move on to this piece here, and I'm pretty sure this is just sitting on top here, so we should be able to grab it, yep, pull it right out. As you can see, there's a Torx bit there. Once we remove that, we should be able to move this rod out and pull the actual seatbelt off. All right, so here's the T50 bolt removed, and we should be able to move this just enough to slide the seatbelt out. There we go. And now that allows us to move and remove this trim piece that we took off from inside the car. That side. All right, if I were to guess, this bolt here is also going to be a T50. Sure enough. Remove that one. Comes right off. And we also need to remove this bracket here, which is going to require a different size socket. All right, so moving on to this bracket here, that's going to be an 8mm. So remove both of these. The driver's side should pretty much be identical here. The back seat belts, we'll see. So there we go. We don't need to take that all out all the way. And just so don't lose anything. So that freed that whole section up. Now we're going to remove this bottom bolt. So now we're going to remove this bottom bolt here. There we go. I'm just going to catch it just in case it falls through. And there's a couple wires here that we also need to remove, the yellow and the white. So we'll take a look at that, where that goes. Alright, so here's what we got. We've got a yellow wire and a white wire that are still connected. That's the only thing that's holding this portion in here. As you can see, it's not really easy for us to remove the yellow or the white, but if you follow the wires here and look behind this little foam piece, there's actually a plug right here, this white plug. So we're going to go ahead and unplug that, and it should free everything up. Okay, just to show you guys how to unplug this white plug here, you'll see on the actual, on this white portion, there's a little nub here, right here where my thumb is. That plugs in. It'll go this way in, and you'll see on one side of the plug there's a small little clip here. Hopefully you guys can see that. There's a clip right there that you push right where my thumb is now. You push that and that'll free the clip, the white clip. So squeeze that and it'll pop right out. Alright, so everything here is free now. Got this unplugged, got all the bolts taken off. It's literally sitting here. The only thing that is left is this. And so this is just a way for BMW to clean up the wiring and all that. So there's these little black strips here that are kind of like a fabric material. You can just cut that and it'll come right off. So I'm just going to use a razor blade real quick. Don't cut any wires. Very easily. There we go. There we go. I'm not too worried about cutting that. I mean, if I really want to, I can put some electrical tape back on it. But there you got it. I've got the whole seatbelt out in one piece. Okay, so here's a shot of basically everything that we took out. There's the bottom of the seat over there, door panel, the upper part of the seatbelt holder, or I'm sorry, the upper part of the seatbelt trim. This is the actual seatbelt itself. Obviously I've got my kick plate and the door trim sitting over there on the bench, but the driver's side I assume is going to be the same thing, but we'll take a look when we get there. So that's what it looks like. So again, I'm sending this entire piece back. Safety Restore is going to pull out this actual belt, replace it with whatever color of my choice. So let me know in the comments what color you think I should do. All right, so now we're gonna get started on the driver's side. Same thing, we're gonna pull up this piece here, little kick plate. Just work your way down slowly, and don't break any clips. All right, now we're over here doing the driver's side front. So same thing, wedge my trim piece in, or my trim tool in here, just to kind of get this going so I can pry this carbon fiber trim piece off. And then again, we're using a T20 Torx bit. Going to unscrew these two screws. Again, this one's really deep in the hole here, so it's kind of hard to see. I recommend using a light. So that one's loose. It's just kind of stuck in the hole, so I'm gonna get this front one here. Okay, got that off. Now we're gonna move on to ripping the seat out. All right, so here's how we do the seat. Like I said, you gotta pull, grab, one on each side and kind of tug up. And move the seatbelt out of the way. Comes right out, pretty simple. Can work on getting this door panel off. Start from here and pull gently. Here. There. I think what I'm going to do now is, since the seatbelt's kind of my way, I'm going to pull this piece. I'm gonna work on this. Gonna work on this bolt down here. So pull this cover off, and then again, this is a T50. T50. There you go. Move this out of the way, just enough to slip the belt out. That's that. Alright, so hold another clip here. Now we just need to push. I'm sorry. Push up and out like that. Slides right out. And again, be careful for the wires. So on this one, I'll show you. We're kind of pulling some wires a little bit, but you can see where this blue wire is. Speaker wire. It's on the one. It's on the plug furthest to the trunk there. So we'll pull that guy out. Comes right out, super easy. And then same kind of plugs here. Black one, and then one back here. Alright, for the driver's side, it's not totally necessary to remove the door panel. So I'm going to leave it here. So let's take you back over to where the seatbelt is. And so you see we've got a clip here and a missing clip here. This is not a missing clip, it's actually in the door panel. So that's good. The other side, I thought maybe I broke the clip or lost it or something, but it's actually sitting in the door panel. So that's why that one's missing, which makes this one a little bit easier to remove now. So we'll go ahead and remove this piece. Should be able to slide it over, just like that, and pull down. Comes right out, just like that. Quick and easy. That one stays there. We can take it out and put it in after we get the new seatbelt in. And again, same thing. So this little piece here hooks into here. So from the reverse side, here's what it would look like. You put it in here, and this bigger hole, slide it up, and it'll compression fit right in there. So now that we've got that off, we can remove that piece completely. And then we can take our T50 again, and we'll remove this upper bolt. So there's that. And then we'll remove this foam piece out of the way temporarily. Same kind of thing. I'm going to get a razor blade and cut this so we can release these two wires. Alright, so I've got my razor blade here just to cut this little black tape off. Just get it out of my way. There we go, and then here it releases the clip down here. The plug, same thing as the other side. You'll see the white side and the black side. The black side's got a little button here that you push in, and it will release. So everything is disconnected. We just need to do the bottom bolt here, T50. That. Oh, and we got to do this one up here as well. So again, that's going to be 8mm. So before we drop this bottom part out, I'm gonna move this bracket out of the way. 8mm. And then I'm going to put it back just so I know where it is for reinstall. All right. There you go. All right, just to bring you guys in a little closer, here's what the driver's side looks like. Same thing. And now we can move on to the two rear seat belts.